When you're animating anything in Blender, a data block is created. But what's a data block? You can think of it as a container. A scene, for instance, holds various objects like meshes, lights, cameras, and armatures. Each type of object contains specific data. Mesh objects hold mesh data, light objects contain light data, cameras hold camera data, and armatures house bones with their armature data. Animating an object in Blender creates an animation data block called an action. This action serves as a container for your animation data, encompassing all keyframes and animation curves, which then attach to your object. While you might just want to learn how to make things move, understand this structure can actually save you significant time and effort in the long run. For example, here we have our trusty cube, and as you can see, we have some animation already placed on it. Beautiful animation. Now what we're going to do is take that action or animation data and we're going to copy it onto another object. So first we're going to stop what we're doing here, split our screen, and we're going to go to the dope sheet. Under this dope sheet drop down, we're going to go to the action editor. And as you can see in this little box here, we have an action already in place. It's called cube action. That's holding all of our animation data for this cube. Now what we're going to do is hit Shift A and we're going to add our monkey. And with the monkey selected, we'll go down to this drop down and select our cube action. And now when we press space, you can see our monkey follows our cube and animates exactly like the cube does. In fact, you can see if I take this monkey, bring it over here, and set our key and replay it, our cube has snapped to where the monkey is. This is because they both share the same data. So if the data changes, they will both change. Now maybe that's not what we want to do. Maybe we want our monkey to act independently from our cube, but we want the majority of the same data here. You can click on this number 2 here. This number actually indicates how many objects are using that action. Hit that. It made our copy. In fact, we can go in here and rename it to monkey action. And now if we move it, hit I, you can see our monkey now works independently from the cube. Now, as you might have guessed, it's not always that straightforward. When we create an animation data block and try to apply it to another object, its success hinges on the channels that have been animated. Blender relies on the exact names of those channels to make a match. If you animate at the object level, which includes location, rotation, and scale, this data block can be attached to any object with those same properties. As you've learned, animating an armature is done in pose mode, which is on the data level. Blender prioritizes matching the bone names before considering location, rotation, and scale on those channels. Thus, it's possible to use one armature action on another armature, but if the bone names don't align, unexpected results might occur. Despite this, if you're working with two similar characters, swapping armature actions becomes quite simple. In the example provided, two separate characters with identical bone names can share animation data seamlessly. While you may not typically make characters copy each other exactly, reusing animation as a foundation for new animation can significantly save time. That's the key takeaway I want you to remember at this stage. Now, to transfer your animation from one file to another, you can either link or append the data through the File menu. In this example, I'm starting with a blank scene and will link in my animation data from another file. Navigate to the File menu where you'll see the option to link or append. Linking references the original file, while appending creates a local copy of the data in the current working file. The browsing system is the same for both options, but I'm going to demonstrate with linking. After choosing link, navigate to the blend file you want to import from. Go to the action folder and select the action you need. In this case, it's cube action. Link this action into your current scene. The action isn't applied yet, so select your object, then apply the action. You'll notice a chain icon and a 0, indicating that this action is linked and has no users yet. So if we click it to apply, the action is now on our new object. However, you can't edit it because the animation data remains in the original file. If you had appended it, editing would be possible. Linking is more useful in production settings, where different artists need to work simultaneously on animation and rendering without constantly updating appended data. So this method, although beyond the scope of this course, offers a significant advantage to collaborative environments. Next, I'm going to explain the dope sheet and the action editor in more detail. Let's go.